Okay, before we get going, quick question, and I want an honest answer, not the polished one. No dodging, no it depends, no staring at the ceiling. If you could press a button tonight and change one small thing about your everyday life, would you press it? And what would that thing be?
Wow, we're really starting with the big existential stuff, aren't we? That's a dangerous question to ask me this early in the conversation. But honestly, I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd press that button so fast. And the change? I'd make myself a morning person. You know, one of those people who's up at 6, goes for a run, and has the whole day sorted before the sun's even fully up.
Really? You? I genuinely can't picture you running anywhere before breakfast. Last time we were here, you told me your idea of exercise was walking to the fridge during the ad breaks.
Hey, that was a different era of my life. I was a different man. Look, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly the point. It's the change I keep saying I want, but never actually make. And I have a feeling I'm not the only one.
You are definitely not the only one. And actually, that's a perfect way to open today's conversation. So for anyone just tuning in, hi, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Whether you're learning English or just here for the chaos, you're in the right place. If you're new, I'm Emma, your host, and this is Jake, my long-suffering co-host.
Long-suffering. I've been here for years, folks, and she still hasn't learned my coffee order. Double espresso, for the record. Anyway, moving on before she starts listing my other flaws.
Today we're talking about something personal, and I think all of us can relate to it, the change we want to make in our lives. Not the tiny, practical ones like finally fixing that drawer that won't close. The ones we keep putting off, delaying, pushing them to someday. And someday is a place we never book a ticket to.
Yeah, we all have that list in our heads, right? Get fit, learn a language, call your mom more, start that side project, read more books, and somehow, year after year, the list stays exactly the same. It's like we're scared to actually cross anything off. And the strangest part, we're almost proud of the list somehow. It feels like progress just to have it.
That's painfully accurate. It's like the list has its own immune system that fights off any action we try to take. Or maybe it's just fear dressed up as busyness.
An immune system that fights off action. Yeah, exactly. The vaccine is apparently starting, and we're all allergic to it. So today, we're going to be our own doctors, I guess.
Let's try. So let's start with you. You want to become a morning person. What's the real reason behind it? I mean, beyond the Instagram perfect fantasy of sunrise runs and green smoothies. Give me the real reason, not the one you'd put on a vision board.
Fair question. Honestly, it's not even about the running. It's about feeling like I'm in control of my day instead of my day controlling me. When I wake up late, I feel like I'm already behind and I spend the rest of the day chasing my own tail.
Chasing your own tail. I love that. Like a dog running in circles, getting nowhere fast, but totally exhausted.
Exactly. And I don't want to keep living like that. I want to be the one steering the day, not the one being dragged along by it. It sounds dramatic, I know, but I really do feel it every single morning.
Okay, so you have a clear why. That's actually a big deal. A lot of people pick a change because it sounds good, not because it actually means something to them. You've got a reason you can feel.
Yeah, and that's the trap, isn't it? New year, new me. For about 2 weeks, until real life kicks in. It's like the calendar flips and suddenly we're all pretending to be brand new people. And then the guilt shows up and makes everything worse.
Real life kicks in on January 3rd, in my experience. Maybe the 4th if you're feeling optimistic.
Honestly, the 3rd is generous. I've made it to the 5th. Look, I've been through this cycle so many times. I set a huge goal, I get excited, I tell everyone about it, and then nothing. I lose steam.
Lose steam. Nice. For anyone listening, that's when your motivation runs out, like a train slowing down until it stops completely. You're not broken. You've just run out of fuel.
Yeah, exactly that. Fuel, not discipline. That's the thing. I was running on excitement, and excitement is a small tank. So this time I want to do things differently. And I think the key is starting smaller.
Smaller how? Give me the specifics, because start smaller is easy to say, but it sounds a bit vague to me. Give me numbers. Give me a plan.
Okay, concrete example. Instead of wake up at 6 and run 5 kilometers, I'm going to start with wake up at 7 and put my trainers on. That's it. That's the whole goal. Pathetic, but achievable.
Put your trainers on? That's the dream? That's the big life change? Okay, well, I'll be the witness for the trainers. You can't say you have no witnesses now.
It sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. If I can just get out of bed and put the shoes on, the run kind of happens. The hard part is the getting out of bed. Once I'm standing there in my trainers, I might as well go. My brain has already committed.
Okay, that's actually clever. You're not trying to run a marathon on day one, you're just trying to get out the door. You're lowering the bar so much that you can't miss it.
Exactly. And there's an old saying for this. You can't climb a mountain in one leap. You take it one step at a time. Cheesy, but true. Mountains don't care about your enthusiasm. And the saying works for everything, not just mountains.
Very cheesy, but also kind of liberating, honestly. It takes the pressure off. You're not promising to become a brand new person overnight. You're just promising to do one tiny thing tomorrow morning. And that's a promise you can actually keep. Tiny promises stack up. That's the sneaky part.
And that's the part that used to scare me, the promise. The moment I told people I'm going to get fit, suddenly there were witnesses, and every time I slipped up, I felt like I'd let them down too. So I stopped promising at all.
So do you tell people your goals or keep them to yourself? I've heard both sides. Some people say sharing keeps you accountable, responsible for following through. It's a real debate in the self-improvement world.
Yeah, that's the theory. But for me, I've learned to keep the big stuff quiet. I'll share it when there's something to show for it. That way, nobody watches me fail in slow motion.
See, I'm the opposite. I need the witnesses. If nobody knows I'm doing it, it's too easy to quietly quit on a Tuesday and pretend I never started. Quiet quitting, that's the phrase. And it's a real thing.
So we're the perfect test case. A public goal center and a secret goalkeeper sitting in the same studio, having the same argument. Science is happening here, folks.
Peer-reviewed podcasting. Okay, so we disagree on strategy. But before we go any further, I want to share the change I want to make, because I've been dancing around it all episode.
Go on. I'm ready to judge. I've got a whole judging notebook, and it's mostly empty, so the pressure is on. You bring the courage, I'll bring the notebook.
I'm sure you are. So, I want to learn a language.
Oh, which one? And please don't say Klingon, because I know you've been watching too much sci-fi lately.
No Klingon, I promise. I've been thinking about Spanish for years. I studied it in school. I could order a coffee and ask where the bathroom is. That was basically the whole vocabulary. And then I just stopped, and I've regretted it ever since.
Regretted it? That's a strong word. I regret a lot of things. That haircut in 2019, for one. But not learning Spanish is pretty low on my list. And I bet that bathroom sentence is still in there somewhere, waiting to be used.
Well, it's high on mine. Every time I meet someone who speaks 3 languages, I feel this little pang, that sharp ache of, that could have been me. It's like a small wound that never quite heals.
Yeah, I know that pang. It's like a tiny reminder of the person you meant to become. And the funny thing is, the reminder never stops showing up.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, I don't even need Spanish for work. I don't need it for anything, really. It's pure want, which makes it both more appealing and harder to justify. It's the dream that just follows you around.
See, I love that. That's the purest reason to do something. There's no deadline, no boss, no invoice at the end of it. It's just you and the thing you've always wanted. Those are the changes that matter most.
But that's also why it's so easy to put off. Nothing's forcing me. It's not urgent, just important. And important but not urgent stuff gets buried under everything else, doesn't it? It's the quiet ones that never get done.
Ooh, important but not urgent. I like that distinction. So how do we dig it out from under the pile? You said you need witnesses. So let me be your witness. What's step 1 for you? Right here, right now.
You're putting me on the spot. Okay, step 1, I'm going to do 15 minutes a day. That's it. 15 minutes of Spanish every day before bed. No big study plan, no fancy app subscription, no pressure to be fluent by summer. Just 15 minutes.
15 minutes? Honestly, that sounds doable. Even I could do 15 minutes. That's like less time than I spend deciding what to watch. And honestly, it's almost suspiciously easy.
That's the point. Small enough that you can't make an excuse. You can't say you don't have 15 minutes. We all waste that much every day.
Okay, but here's my honest question. And I'm playing devil's advocate here, arguing the opposite side just to test the idea. I'm genuinely curious, not just poking holes. What happens on day 6 when you're tired and the 15 minutes feels like the last thing you want to do?
Day 6. Why is it always day 6? That's when every resolution dies. But okay, real answer. I've thought about this. I'll allow myself a no-pressure day. If I'm exhausted, I can do 5 minutes instead, or just listen to one song in Spanish on the way to work. One song is still a win. Progress is progress.
So you're building in a backup plan. That's smart. Most people quit at the first stumble because they think one missed day ruins everything. You're giving yourself room to be human.
Exactly. One missed day isn't failure. It's just a speed bump, a small bump in the road, not the end of the journey. The real failure is deciding it's all over because of one bad day. So give yourself the same grace you'd give a friend.
A speed bump. I like that. And honestly, that's where I've gone wrong so many times. I miss one gym session and suddenly I'm like, well, the whole project's ruined. Might as well order a pizza and give up.
The pizza really is the final boss, isn't it? But yeah, it's a common trap. You skip one day, then you feel guilty, and guilt makes you avoid the thing even more. The guilt spiral. I should write a book about it.
It's a vicious circle, a cycle you can't break out of. And then you feel bad about feeling bad. By the end of the week, you're carrying guilt about the guilt.
Exactly. So we're both trying to break that pattern. You with your trainers, me with my 15 minutes. We should start a support group. We're basically each other's personal trainers now.
You know, talking about this makes me realize something. We're doing the thing that people always recommend. We're talking about our changes out loud. And you know what? It's weirdly motivating. It's like the words have weight.
Is it? I feel slightly exposed, to be honest. But I see what you mean. There's something about saying it out loud that makes it real. It stops being a daydream.
Yeah. In my head, the idea's just fog. The moment I say, I'm going to put my trainers on tomorrow, it becomes a plan. A slightly silly plan, but a plan with a time and a place. You can almost touch it.
A very silly plan. But plans are allowed to be silly if they work. Okay, let me ask you something that might be a bit uncomfortable. What stopped you in the past? Because you clearly know all the theory, small steps, not quitting at the first stumble. So why haven't you done it before? It's a fair question. I'm not trying to corner you.
Honestly, fear of looking stupid. If I say I'm going to be a morning person and I'm still in bed at 10, I look like a fraud. So it felt safer to never really try. Nobody can laugh at a goal you never announced.
Interesting. So the fear of failing is worse than the failing itself. You'd rather not play than risk losing. It's strange math, but I get it.
Exactly. Not trying is safe. Trying and failing is embarrassing. So I chose safe. Every year. And every year the list just sits there, judging me.
That's really honest, Jake. And I think a lot of people will hear themselves in that. We protect our egos by not really trying. We stay in the stands instead of getting on the field.
Yeah, and the sad part is the safe option isn't actually safe. It's just quiet. You stay where you are and the years go by, and one day you realize you've been safe for a decade. And safe sounds good, but it's really just postponed regret.
Oof, that hit harder than I expected. Let's lighten the mood a little. I want to hear your worst failed attempt at change, the most spectacular disaster. No holding back. Give me the one that made you question your life choices.
Oh, I have a great one. A few years ago, I decided I was going to take up running properly. So I did the research, I bought the good shoes, I downloaded the app, I even posted about it. I was fully committed.
I sense a but coming. I'm already laughing and it hasn't even happened yet.
The but is coming. First run, I went out full speed, Emma, for about 4 minutes, and then I thought my lungs were going to leave my body through my mouth. I'd bitten off way more than I could chew, taken on way more than I could handle. I walked home, lay on the floor for an hour, and never ran again. The shoes are still in the cupboard, pristine.
The shoes are still pristine. That's the saddest part. Not even one muddy run. So what went wrong looking back?
Everything, basically. I started too big, I went too fast, and I had zero plan for the fact that the first time would be hard. I expected to be a runner on day 1, and reality said, absolutely not.
And when you weren't, you decided you weren't a runner at all. One bad run erased the whole identity. And that's such a common story, isn't it?
Exactly. One bad run and the identity was gone. Now I know better. It's not about being a runner, it's about running. Just the verb, just the doing. The identity follows the action, not the other way around. I'm learning to use that word lightly.
It's not about being, it's about doing. That's actually a beautiful way to look at it. Can I steal that for my next episode intro?
It's yours. I'll put it on a poster later, right next to "Sleep is for the weak." No, wait, that's a terrible poster. Forget I said that.
Too late, I heard it. Okay, we've talked about our own changes, but I want to zoom out because our listeners have their own lists, right? So let's give them some real usable advice. What would you say to someone listening right now, thinking about their own change? I'm curious how your advice will differ from mine. Spoiler, it will.
Okay, my honest answer, and it's going to sound boring. Start small. Not medium, not smallish. Actually small. So small it almost feels pointless. That's the secret. Boring is the magic word here. Boring works. Excitement is overrated.
Almost feels pointless. I like that. Because if it feels too easy, you'll actually do it. And doing it once builds the belief that you can do it again. You're stacking little wins like coins in a jar. Success becomes a habit.
Exactly. Motivation doesn't come first. Action comes first, and motivation follows. It's like pushing a car. The hardest part is that first push, and once it's rolling, you just have to keep your hands on the wheel.
Oh, that's a great image. Pushing a car. So most people give up before the car even moves?
Yeah, they stand behind the car and think about how heavy it is instead of just pushing. They calculate, they plan, they wait for the right weather. Meanwhile, the car just sits there. So my advice is stop calculating the weight and push. Emma, what's your piece of advice?
Mine is don't go it alone. Tell one person, not the whole internet, one person you trust. Someone who'll check in on you, ask how it's going, celebrate the small wins with you.
But didn't I just say I don't tell people? You're contradicting me in my own episode. But what if my one person thinks it's silly?
You said you don't announce it. There's a difference between posting, "I'm going to get fit" to hundreds of followers, and telling your best friend, "Hey, I'm trying to run in the mornings. Nag me about it, please." And if your person thinks it's silly, you've picked the wrong person. That's their problem, not yours.
Okay, fair. A witness, not an audience. I can work with that. So let's say someone does start. They're 3 weeks in, and the novelty has worn off. The excitement has faded. What do we tell them?
We tell them that real change, the kind that sticks, is slow. And that's not a bug. That's a feature. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant coffee, instant messaging, instant noodles. But lives don't work that way. Anything worth building takes longer than one weekend.
Instant noodles, the greatest invention of our time. But you're right. We expect our lives to change instantly too. And when they don't, we blame ourselves. When really, the problem isn't you. The problem is your plan.
Ooh, the problem is your plan. That takes the blame off the person and puts it on the system. And systems can be fixed. You can't fix, "I'm just a lazy person." That's a dead end. But a plan? A plan you can redesign.
Exactly. So let's get practical. Give me the worst plan someone could make, and then give me the fix. Make it embarrassing. I want to wince.
The worst plan. I'm going to go to the gym every single day for 2 hours starting Monday. The fix. I'm going to go twice a week for 30 minutes, starting on the day that's easiest for me. And the second worst plan is I'll start after the holidays. The fix, I'll start today, even if today is a Tuesday. And if you miss a Tuesday, there's always Wednesday. That's the real fix.
Even if today is a Tuesday, I love that. Because after the holidays never comes. There's always another holiday around the corner. Okay, one more question, and then I think we should start wrapping up. Ready?
Go on. I've survived this long.
You said something earlier about the emotional side, so I want to go back to it. When you imagine the version of you who actually speaks Spanish, how does she feel? What's different about her?
Proud, I think. Not of the language even, just of the fact that she did the thing she said she'd do. And you know, better late than never sounds like a cliche, but if you actually sit with it, it's incredibly kind. It forgives you in advance, it doesn't rush you. It says, the past is gone, and that's okay. What matters is what you do from here.
Yeah. And once you trust yourself, it leaks into everything. Your work, your relationships, your whole self-image. It's like compound interest for your character. Small deposits, and suddenly you're rich in self-trust.
Compound interest for your character. That's the best financial metaphor I've heard all week. Okay, one last thought before we go. You are not behind. Whatever change you're dreaming about, there's no race and no leaderboard. The only deadline is the one you invent. So start where you are with what you have and take one tiny step today. Thank you for being with us. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, everyone, and remember, speed bumps, not brick walls. Small step, big life. That's the whole show. As for that button from the start of the podcast, I think I found a better one. It's called putting your trainers out the night before. See you next time.